Hey, it's me again, Doofy. Yeah, or Adam, whatever you want to call me. I usually go as DJ Doofy when I'm spinning, but like normally I'm just Adam. I mean, my fiance doesn't really use that nickname anymore, even though we've had those forever. She's Niju, which is Japanese for rainbow, and I'm Doofy, which is from, I think it's originally from Scary Movie, but I was such a doofus that she called me Doofy. So anyway, here's a bit more of my comedy. I just thought I'd pop on tomorrow. Well, it's been a night, so I'll pop on tomorrow and put it on. So how the fuck are you watching it? But anyway, yeah. So where I work is a call center, right? So I talk to people on the phone all day. People call me, and these are like retarded people. Like, this is the call center for retards. So this is gonna fit perfectly when you hear about this guy that I'm gonna tell you about. But anyway, I help people connect DVDs, and the company is, well, I won't say the company because I don't want to get fired. But it's $9. But yeah. Anyway, so technically that's not the company I work for. So if they get me in trouble, then that kind of sucks. But anyway, it's a shit company. So basically what I'm going to do is tell you about this guy that always calls us. And it's like not a prank caller. He's genuinely special. Like he is out the wazoo, like yin yang crazy. So anyway, he'll call us up like every few weeks. He'll just call for like 10 times in a day. Just like nutso. And he used to this is just the funniest story you can ever have in a call center. It's like the best. Nobody can top this. In fact, I dare you in the comment section to top this with a video comment or a normal comment, because this is just fucking sweet. This guy, he's so cool too. He'll call in, and like the first time he called, I thought he was just Asian and like angry, because he goes, "Oh, cut your pants off!" And he starts yelling at you, and he goes, "Put your boss on the phone!" And so you're like, sir, okay, if you could give me your phone number, because we have to log every phone number. If I can get your phone number to log it, then I can go ahead and get someone to talk to you, a supervisor, because all we have to do is get their number and log their name so that the supervisor knows who they're talking to. Who's they're talking to? What am I, New York now? In New Jersey? But anyway, so he'll call and go, I'm gonna fucking cut your penis off. Fuck you! God, I got you arrested! So I'm thinking, this guy's Asian, and he's just mad and pissed off, and so I give it to a supervisor, and I'm like, who is it? And I go, oh, he says his name's Ricky Jones. So he's like notorious, I guess, and this is back when I first started working there, like 2 months, later, so I was like traumatized from this for a while, because he just starts yelling at me. So, but the supervisor goes, oh, God, and I go, what, you've got a call from this guy before? And they're like, oh yeah, every few months, and every few weeks he calls all the fucking time, and we hate him. And so the supervisor gets on the phone, and he's like, okay, Mr. Jones, you're going to have to stop calling, blah, 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 blah. And this is what they do every time. Every time he calls, you're going to have to stop calling because we need to take our calls and do our job. And so this I can hear him from like 3 feet away from my cubicle yelling over the heads, going, fuck you, call the police, you go to jail, I cut your penis off. And I'm like, dude. So the supervisor hangs up, But lately, like in the past few months, I guess people have started being nice to him and trying to figure out, what's this guy's problem? Does he really need help with something maybe? And he's just like, he's too incoherent to like figure it out. So, my supervisor Mike goes, one day finally calms him down and goes, hey, Mr. Jones, how can I help you? Like, I really want to help you here. Legitimately caring about this guy. And, he, at first, he's like, oh, I'm gonna cut your penis off. But, just randomly, call the cops. And so, diabetes. But, yeah, he doesn't really say that. That's, Wilford Brimley. But, anyway, so Mike gets on, and he's genuinely, like, concerned for this guy. He's like, because he's special. Like, you don't want to be mean. We don't want to be mean and hang up on him. So he goes, how can I help you? Maybe he's figuring, he can get this guy done, and then he'll stop calling. And so that would be sweet, because then we won't get bugged by him anymore. Even though we make more money the more calls we take, so it's kind of a good thing. But so he's talking to him, and he goes, how can I help you? And he gives him a model number. It's not one of our products, and he's like, well, what is it, sir? And I think it was some kind of VCR, or like a VCR rewinder, or some like old like 80s shit. Like why the fuck does this guy have it? And I guess he lives in a group home. We just found this out like a week or two ago. So or I just found out about it today anyway. My manager might have known for a while, but yeah, I guess he lives in a group home, so he has like a tape rewinder, and so he's like, "Oh, sir, we don't service this. I'm really sorry." And so, boom, right back into cut your pants off, and I'm like, call the cops. Put your boss on the phone. Put your boss on the phone. Cut your pants off. So anyway, but and then recently, I guess he's been being real nice because we've been, my manager Ashley, she's the sweetest person in the world. She's so awesome. Well, not the sweetest person in the world because she picks on you, but she's an awesome person, and so she's like the coolest manager I've ever had. She's one of those roller derby chicks, so she's like real down with like liberal stuff but Republican at the same time. So she's kind of weird, tattooed and stuff. But anyway, she's weird looking too. Just kidding, Ashley. But anyway. So I like to make fun of her because she makes fun of me, and she's like a really older sister, like 10 years older than me. But anyway, or maybe a cousin, something like that. I don't know, the weird cousin that nobody talks. But anyway, so she goes, hey, every time she gets on the phone with him, she's great with handling these kind of people because she's, he's special. So, like I said, like 5 times now, I'll stop saying that. She goes, "Hey Ricky, how's it going? What have you been up to? How's life?" And he'll talk to her. He'll calm down and he'll be like, "Hey Ashley, how you doing? Oh, you're so nice." And that's more Asian than he really talks, but you get the gist. And so it's a retard speech. You know what it sounds like, but it's not like it's more like Asianish. Like kind of like he has a mild speech impediment. So, but he also has a mild mental defectiveness. So, he's not a mental defective, but he has a mild mental defectiveness. So, if that's even like a scientific psychological term, maybe it's in the DSM-4. I'll look it up. And if you got that joke, then you're like my kind of person. So, nerdy. Yeah. So. She always goes, "Hey Ricky, how's it going? How's it going?" And so this past week, it's with Halloween coming up, she goes, or I guess he gets on the phone with her, and he's like, "Hey, how are you?" And he goes, "I'm gonna do some candy. What kind of candy do you like?" And she for Halloween, and I guess she made up some candy. I don't know, like a crackle or something like that, and he goes, "Okay, I get you that." And she goes, "Hey Ricky, what kind of candy do you like?" Like this is like the next time they called, because he called like 15 or 20 times that day, and no joke, he was just doing a round robin of the whole call center because there's only about 15 of us there that day. It was like a Sunday or something, or a Monday, and so we don't give him any calls, but he was like the only caller, and he's just doing round robin to each person, and like we'd get him back and just pass it and go, "Oh, it's your turn now." And it's like, so She goes, the next time he calls, she goes, "Oh, what kind of candy do you like, Ricky?" And I guess he said, "Any kind of chocolate." She goes, "Any kind of chocolate, okay." And I guess he invited her to a Halloween party that they're going to have at this group home. And she goes, "Aw," and he's like, I'll see. I got to see if I can get off work, Ricky. And okay, bye now. And it's like trying to be as polite as possible when you're hanging up on the guy. And so she's like, "Man, if he lived any closer, I'd probably go visit him." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you cut your penis off." And so even though she doesn't have one. But, oh man, well, wait, maybe she does. Dun, dun, dun. No, she doesn't. She's a cool girl. But, cool older sister, cousin type. So, manager, but boss-like, so older sister's probably more accurate. From those of you who have older sisters, you probably know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. Especially Corey, my cousin. Yeah, his older sisters were like that when they were younger. More so Stephanie than Michelle. But sorry, Stephanie, if you watch this ever. Probably don't have a computer. You're just like playing with your horses and your dogs, which is cool. But I don't know if you have a computer. So this is kind of low-key comedy. I'm just kind of letting it roll. Probably won't do this in a standard routine, but I think it's pretty good for YouTube. Just kind of rambling. A lot of people like to ramble on YouTube. Just talk about nothing. Talk about diabetes. Charging up my laser! But that was for you, Matt. So anyway, Sammy, I love you, and everybody else, I hope you enjoy my videos, at least somewhat. I'm a little out of whack, so but all people who think they're good at comedy or think they're good at music are, so it's all good, right? We're all friends here. So anyway, good night, or rather good morning, a very early morning, YouTube. and hopefully I'll be back on in the next couple of days if Sammy doesn't chop my head off for making this video. I don't think it's too off the wall. No.